Okay, so welcome to Akashic Wednesday Wisdom Live, or whenever you're watching this, that's absolutely fine. You're very, very welcome. And this is your opportunity to connect with your Akashic records, to build up your practice, and also to activate some healing, perhaps install a success anchor to really kind of instigate some kind of change. And the topic and the theme for this week is about releasing Atlantean collars to really support your divine self-expression, whatever that divine self-expression is, whether it's vocal, whether it's in writing, whether it's just you feeling more freedom and, you know, not kind of hiding away your self-expression, being able to express yourself freely without fear of judgment or reprisal. And having Atlantean collars has been a cause of being able to, you know, kind of create that. And so just to kind of give you a little bit of background, obviously the Atlantis, whether it's they're still looking for the lost city of Atlantis, but it's said that obviously Lemuria and Atlantean times did exist, and that's where, you know, as beings, human beings, we were very conscious. We were using lots of different technologies, you know, telepathy, crystal technology. And it was at a time where, you know, there was a lot of wisdom. We kind of a unity. It was a very, very highly conscious time. And then there was the fall of Atlantis. And the fall of Atlantis came about because, for whatever reason, I don't know why and there's probably loads of information out there, why the kind of this hierarchical group wanted to kind of come in. This kind of, it was a group of, I'm assuming all males, but I could be wrong there. And that's not anything towards male or female or anything like that. But there was a group that wanted to start to bring in kind of hierarchy, and that there was levels of people that were obviously in the community of Atlantis, in the city of Atlantis. And so they wanted to have more of this kind of military style regime and hierarchy. And obviously there was a lot of people that said, no, that's not how we do things here. Everybody's kind of equal. We have all got our own gifts. We're all unique. And so there was opposing groups that also came up in order to try and kind of tackle this uprising of this particular group that was created. And they basically instigated the fall of Atlantis. Our conscious kind of then really started to go into third dimensional as power became a real thing that people really wanted to have, and have power over people, over each other. So obviously the wisdom and the things, the gifts that we had then started to dwindle. They started to get locked away, and the fall of Atlantis happened. Now, as part of the fall of Atlantis, obviously there would have been a lot of people that would have died within that whole experience, but we could have taken agreements in order to be under that regime rather than die. So as a way of survival, we would have accepted Atlantean collars, which meant that we would have been very dutiful, towed the line, and not really kind of express ourselves, even when we would have felt perhaps a lot of guilt and shame around accepting those Atlantean collars, or seeing the fall of Atlantis, seeing our brothers and our sisters kind of being killed or whatever happened. It meant that we would stay quiet about that. So these Atlantean collars were kind of accepted. Now, whether they were physical collars or if it's just a kind of a metaphor, there's these Atlantean collars that do then hold us back with our divine self-expression. So I thought this was a great topic for us to explore in our Akashic records, and just see if there's any Atlantean collars that needed to be released. And with all of these meditations, any work that I do when I take you on these journeys, I kind of reach out, tune in, see, okay, so who do I need to connect with? Who needs to come into the Akashic records with us today to support us. Archangel Zadkiel stepped forward. It was like, oh, okay, I've not really worked with Archangel Zadkiel. Why has he stepped forward? This is really strange. And then I go into my book to have a look, and it seems that Archangel Zadkiel was very much there in Atlantis, and he basically provides the alchemical magic of the violet flame in many of its facets. And so he's been there from the very early experiments of Atlantis. He was there supporting people with the violet flame. And so the violet flame was dispensed by the Intergalactical Council. So I'll just give you a little bit more of information here, as a tool to assist people of Atlantis in transmuting these energies, the lower frequencies that, you know, obviously were there at that time. And so from the first experiment until the fifth one, when the Golden Era developed, the violet flame was one of the most used of the spiritual tools, which of course we're still using now. The violet flame obviously came back into usage once we got to a certain level of ascension with our consciousness. That's now gone into there's the cosmic diamond flame now. So it's been upgraded. I think it got upgraded to golden flame, and then it's the cosmic diamond flame as well. So you can call that in. It's under the law of one, so anybody can use it. But Archangel Zadkiel, it was very much there during the early experiments of Atlantis before the Golden Era, and he's very much there to provide healing, soothing light. So I was kind of like, oh, okay, so that's why we need Archangel Zadkiel, because he was actually in Atlantis. So there you go. So I don't know why I always get amazed by having that confirmation. I don't know why. It's just like, oh, okay, why am I doubting? Or, you know, but, you know, it's good to know that even I can kind of be like, okay, so why have we got Zadkiel? And of course, it's just confirmation that, you know, we're very much connected, and the right guides, the right beings of light step forward to support us with this work. Okay, so that's enough of me talking. If you've got any information or any questions or any insights around Atlantis that you would love to share, do put them in the comments, actually, because Atlantis is not a thing that I am massively genned up on. So any information that you can share, I would love to know, and I'm sure that people that are here would also love to know as well. Okay, so without further ado, let's relax and let's see where we go with Archangel Zadkiel in the Akashic records and with the violet flame. So I want you to place your palms upwards so that you're in a very receptive state, and that just means that you're open to the messages, open to the healing that's going to come through. And when you're ready, I want you to flutter your eyelids closed, please. And just get yourself comfortable in your chair, feeling the floor beneath your feet, feeling the solidity of the ground beneath the soles of perhaps your shoes. Maybe you want to kick your shoes or your slippers off so that you can feel the floor. And then when you're ready, I want you to take a big deep breath in for me. And as you take that big deep breath in, we're going to call back all of your energy from across time and space, people and events. And then on the out breath, I want you to release anything that's not serving you, any random thoughts, limiting beliefs, lower astral energies. Just allow everything to be released on that out breath. And then again, take a big deep breath in, calling back all of your energy from across time and space, people and events. And on the out breath, we're going to release any energy that's not yours, anything in your aura, anything within the physical body, mental, emotional, spiritual bodies. Just allowing that to be released back to the earth. Mother Earth will take all of this energy and she'll transmute it elsewhere. And again, take another big deep breath in, calling back all of your energy from across time and space, people and events. And again, on the out breath, release, relax, and let go. Feeling the weight of your back against the chair. feeling how supported you are as your sitting bones connect with the furniture. And again, bringing your awareness to your feet. And as you continue through this journey and you take those cycles of breath, your body will become more and more relaxed. Feeling the backs of your hands against the thighs. Bring your awareness now to your feet and start to imagine, sense, feel, or just know that there are thick, strong roots starting to come from the bottoms of your feet and extending down into the earth, going deeper and deeper, going down through all of the soil, the rocks, the stones, the shale, all the levels of the earth, going deeper and deeper, further and further down. And then your roots eventually come to the heart of Mother Earth, and that's represented by a large crystal. I want you to take note what kind of crystal or colour you can see, sense, feel, or just know that's there. And as you wrap your roots around the crystal, feel the connection at your heart space with the heart of Mother Earth. Perhaps you feel an expansion, maybe a shift of energy. As your heart chakra opens just a little bit more, as you feel that connection, and start to absorb all of those nurturing and nourishing energies that Mother Earth has to offer. That crystalline energy from the heart of Mother Earth starts to transfer into your roots. And so that colour and that sparkle starts to rise up the roots as you absorb the energy. And as you take the energy up higher through all of the layers of the earth, the rocks, the stones, the shale, going higher and higher, you notice that you become even more relaxed, connected to your body and earthed. That colour continues to rise higher and higher. And we're going to take this energy through all of your chakras, known or unknown. And as this colour and this energy goes through each of the chakras, it will allow the chakras to spin at the perfect pace for you and just allow them to become balanced. So starting with your Earth Star chakra, which is about 2 meters below your feet, we're just taking that energy through that point. And this is connected to your ancestral records. This is your connection to your family. So just allowing that point to become cleansed and cleared. Now the energy rises higher into your feet. And again, you may feel a shift of energy, a tingling, maybe a temperature change. You may not feel anything at all, and that's also perfect. Just allow the energy to rise up the legs, up to the knees, up to the thighs. Your body is absorbing the energy up higher now through the root chakra at the base of the spine, taking it through the sacral, through the sex organs, now higher again through the navel chakra below your belly button. Taking it higher now through the solar plexus above the belly button. The energy rises again up to the heart. Just take a deep breath in here for me. And on the out breath, give yourself permission to open your heart further. This may feel a little bit uncomfortable, but allow yourself to be vulnerable and open. That crystalline energy will just work its way into the layers of the heart, just releasing anything that's stuck, anything that's sticky, anything that's not serving you. We're just going to request that that's gently released with this crystalline energy. And then we're going to bring the energy up now to the shoulders, and it starts to fall down into your arms, all the way down to your palm chakras. And then bring your awareness back to the throat, taking it through the throat chakra, up to the neck, top of the neck, base of the skull, into the Altar Major chakra. This is your feminine portal way into your intuition. Just cleansing and clearing anything there. Now allow the energy to go up to the third eye, the point between your eyebrows. And again, this is your male portal, the masculine portal into your intuition. Bringing the energy round to the sides of the head, into the ears and through the ear chakras, into the middle of the head through the pineal and pituitary gland, and then up to the top of the head into the crown. Imagine the crown opening like a 1,000-petaled lotus flower. Allow those petals to gently fall around the head, around the face. As the crown chakra opens and that crystalline energy now shines through the top of your head, starting to light up the etheric chakras. First of all, the causal chakra at the back of the head, then your soul star chakra above your head, universal chakra, which is higher again, the stellar gateway right at the top, which is about 1.5 meters to 2 meters above your head. And then we're going to project that energy far up into the sky, higher and higher, taking that colour up to your solar junction chakra, which is your own personal sun and connection to divine source. Light that point up with that beautiful crystalline energy. See that sun and that point shining brightly above your head, feeling the glow and the warmth of that beautiful light as it shines back down on you. We're now going to invite your spiritual support team to step into the space, and these will be beings of 100% pure love and light only. And these will be beings of light of all types: angels, archangels, ascended masters, goddesses, gods, elementals, family guides, your own spirit guides. All beings of light are welcome here. Galactic beings, star races, your monadic self and group, calling all beings here. And as they step closer to you, you may start to feel the energy shift. As they do, we're going to now invite the 6 archangels just to complete you being held in divine light. So inviting Archangel Michael to step in behind you, Archangel Gabriel to your left, Archangel Uriel in front, Archangel Raphael to your right. We invite Archangel Sandalphon to hold space below your feet, bringing up any other energies from Middle Earth and the crystalline grid, just to lock us into that point. And Archangel Metatron, please bring down any other connection to divine source, the central sun, Helios, and the crystalline grid of divine source, so that golden fiery energy. Please allow us to be connected to that also. Just feel where these grids are locked in to your own energies. And then Archangel Metatron, please complete this angelic sphere of light above our head. Feeling completely supported, connected above and below. We're finally going to ask for your ego now to step out of your body. Sense, feel, know, imagine that there is a figure or a colour or an energy that is now just stepping out of your physical being. And we invite your ego now to Head towards the door of the room that you're in. Your ego does this quite happily with a smile upon their face because they know that they'll be back soon enough. But your ego now opens the door, steps out of the room, and shuts it gently behind them. So you know that any guidance or insight or wisdom that comes through will be from your guides or perhaps your higher self. Now bring your awareness to the third eye, the point between your eyebrows. Start to imagine, sense, feel, or know that there's a purple portal of light that's starting to get bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger. And it gets so big that you step through that purple portal of light and you find yourself in a corridor. And for some of you, this is so familiar. It feels comforting. It feels exciting to be back in this space. For some of you, this might be completely new. So as we walk down this corridor, I'm going to ask for you to open up your senses. Give yourself permission to do this. So start to walk down the corridor, noticing the texture of what you are walking upon. Perhaps it feels soft or sandy, maybe solid and hard. And as you walk down the corridor, visualize or imagine or sense what it looks like. Does it have windows, perhaps lights, curtains, mirrors, pictures? As you walk down this corridor, can you hear your footsteps? Perhaps any other noises? As you continue to walk, place your hands upon the walls and feel the texture of the surface of the walls beneath your fingertips. Does it feel cold, rough, warm, or smooth? Just take note as you walk down this corridor towards a large door at the bottom. And as you get closer to the door, you maybe can sense some kind of pleasant smell, maybe like scented candles or flowers, maybe perfume. Just notice if there's anything that you can smell as you stand in front of the door. And on that door, there are your details, your full name, your date of birth and place of birth. Once you can sense, feel, or just know that those details are there, I want you to place your hand upon the door handle and open the door to your Akashic records. Take a few steps into your library and allow the door to shut gently behind you. And then take a few more steps in, taking in your surroundings and noticing how you feel. Quite often we feel at peace being within our Akashic records, knowing that we are surrounded by all of our own wisdom, memories, and perhaps gifts that we are yet to unlock. Just take in and notice if anything has changed since your last visit. Perhaps your library has expanded or maybe even got smaller. Maybe more books or less. Perhaps it feels more lit and open. However your library appears today, it's perfect, and just know it can change each time. I want you to start to head towards the long, large table in the middle of your library. And once you get to that table, you notice that there's a large book. This is your present lifetime book, the one that is being constantly inputted and recorded into all of the information, the choices, the decisions, the thoughts, the feelings. Everything is being recorded. Your book is being updated every second of the day. As you pull that book towards you, you'll notice that there are lots of things already from today that have been installed. We're now going to ask your Akashic record guides and keepers to now step into the space with you. You'll start to feel some energies to your left-hand side. When you're ready, I want you to turn around and greet your guides. There may be more than one. Your guides are pleased and have big smiles upon their faces. Say hello to your guides in any way that feels appropriate, and just noticing if there are any new guides that are there. Feel free to ask for any names if they have them. So your guides know that you're here today with an important mission to release any Atlantean collars that you readily accepted in order to survive the disaster of your homeland, of your city, seeing perhaps loved ones, brothers and sisters that perished. Your guides and perhaps even you can feel the heaviness of the guilt and the shame, and perhaps even the blame that you carry. But today, we can release aspects of this. So your guides are now leading you to a door straight in front of you. As you get closer to the door, you notice that it's shimmering a golden light. It looks inviting. It looks quite heavy. And your door starts to open as you get closer. And as it does, you can see there before you a golden pathway. Step onto that golden pathway, and your guides will walk behind you, supporting you every step of the way. This golden pathway leads you into Atlantis. All around you are the brightest colours. Beautiful skies. And you can see that there are buildings, temples, waterways. Walk on this golden path, and you can see that it's heading towards a crystal healing temple high upon a hill. As you walk on that golden pathway, just take in your surroundings, or sense or feel or use your imagination. Just notice what the sounds are. Perhaps you can hear people in the background. Perhaps just insects, birds, and other animals. Maybe you can hear music being softly played. Start to make your way up the hill towards that crystal temple, noticing what kind of crystal colour it holds. And as you get closer, you notice that crystal colour is changing. It's almost like it holds all of the colours of the rainbow, shimmering iridescently in the sunlight. And soon enough, you are standing before that temple and the doors are open. And your guides urge you to step forward into the temple. As you walk into the temple, you can see a huge expanse of space with lots of pillars. And you can notice how peaceful and quiet. It has a real serene, calm energy. As you head towards the middle of this space. On the floor, you can notice that there's a 6-pointed star. Your guides are suggesting that you stand upon that star. And when you do, it starts to glow, a very low violet light. And as you stand upon that star, Archangel Zachiel appears in front of you. Just notice what this angel looks or feels like. Perhaps what colour his wings are. Maybe what he's wearing. And if he's holding anything within his hands. Archangel Zachiel is so pleased that you've stepped into this healing temple today. And knows that you're here to release any Atlantean collars that you willingly accepted in order to survive. Archangel Zachiel tells you to not be guilty, not feel guilty for accepting these collars. It is not required any longer for you to hold on to that guilt. You did what you could at that time, like thousands of others. But we now step into a new era where humanity is ascending. And these Atlantean collars can be released. Zachiel now requests that violet light starts to increase from that 6-pointed star. And before you know it, you are bathed in this most beautiful, powerful violet light. And then Zachiel requests for all Atlantean collars that can be released at this time to now make themselves known around your neck. Sense, feel, see, or just know how many collars there are. What do they feel like? How do they present themselves? Place your hands at your throat and feel, sense, touch. Once you have an idea of how many there are, Zachiel now requests that you now pull them off your own neck. It is important that you release these Atlantean collars. Allow those collars to fall onto the floor, where they dissolve in that ultraviolet light. Zachiel now asks for any aspects of guilt, blame, shame, hopelessness, despair, regret, now to make themselves known again around your neck. So these emotions, these thoughts, the beliefs, maybe even agreements that you have taken, now present themselves again around your neck, perhaps as cords, ropes, chains, maybe really tight pieces of jewelry, barbed wire. Again, place your hands around your neck, noticing, sensing, feeling, or imagining what has appeared. How many things are there? And again, Zachiel requests that you now release those from your body. Pull them away from your throat. Drop them to the floor. And again, they will dissolve and disappear in that ultraviolet light. And then the final thing that Zachiel wishes to be brought forward from your records at this time are any constraints, and these are going to appear as bindings around your hands, where you have felt constrained by others' choices, others' decisions, other rulings, and so bought into that constraint, dampened your own self-expression, changed your own opinions or hid them away. Gave your power and authority to those that didn't warrant or deserve it. Now feel how many constraints you have around your wrists, binding the two hands together. And Zachiel now requests that you pull your hands and your arms apart, breaking those constraints once and for all. Again, these fall to the floor and are instantly dissolved in that ultraviolet light. How do you feel now that these constraints, those emotions, and those collars have been released? Zachiel now lets you know that you are free. Free from any trauma that you experienced from the fall of Atlantis. Everything that could be healed at this time has been brought forward and released. This is your now opportunity to self-express, to be authentic, to give your opinion without any fear of punishment, of judgment, or reprisal. Go forward, Zachiel tells you, with that freedom within your throat. Allow yourself to be free. You'll notice that that ultraviolet light starts to fade from that 6-pointed star. And then Zachiel steps back and requests that you now step off the star and start to head back towards your guides, out of the temple, onto the golden path, and back towards the door that leads into your Akashic records. Once you get back into your library, the door to Atlantis closes, and you head back towards the long, large table in the middle of your library. As you look within your book, you can see already that healing has already been recorded, and that 6-pointed star is prominent upon the page. Your guides have a message for you. Stepping closer, your guide whispers in your ear something that is going to support you with your expression after this session, something that you can perhaps do or take on board. Allowing your guide to now step forward and whisper it in your ear. Take note of that information, that message, that guidance. And if there's any further guidance or insight that needs to come through, we set the intention that that is given over the next couple of days in a way that makes sense and that is clear for us to understand. It is now time to say goodbye to your guides. You can do this in any way that feels appropriate. And then when you're ready, you can start to head towards the door of your Akashic records. Take one more look around. And then when you're ready, open the door. Step into the corridor. And then allow the door to shut behind you. And say in your mind or out loud, I now close my Akashic records. Start to head towards the purple portal of light at the end of the corridor. And then when you're there, step through the purple portal of light and start to bring yourself back into the chair, into the room that you're in, and start to rub your feet on the floor and rub your thighs. The benefits of rubbing your thighs is that you're grounding yourself faster, but you're also grounding in the healing, and also you're grounding in the messages, whatever messages that came through. So we set the intention that if anything else needed to come through over the next few days, that would happen. And what I would advise you to do is drink lots of water over the next 24 hours, because this healing will continue to integrate, it will continue to activate, and that will be done by your higher self and your guides. You haven't got to do anything, you've just got to drink lots of water, because that will physically flush anything else that needs to come through. But also, water is a conductor of knowledge. So any more information that needs to come from your guides or Akashic records that, you know, can be portaled in to the mind, then water really helps facilitate that process. And water also holds its own knowledge. So it's always really good to stay hydrated, especially when you're using the Akashic records. So how did you get on? How many collars did you have? What feelings came up around that guilt and the shame? You know, what kind of things did you see for that or feel? And how many constraints did you have also? Hopefully you found that really useful, really powerful, and I would like you to, you know, feedback any information or any insights or shifts that you actually experience with your self-expression now that you've had these bits and pieces released. Just to know, anything that happens when we do work in the Akashic records, all of the knowledge and the wisdom and the learning is kept intact, but we release the energetic hold of, you know, the choices that we've made. So we don't change anything essentially in the Akashic records, but we're just releasing kind of those things that hold us back. So this is about divine self-expression. So how is your divine self-expression changing over the next few days, weeks, months? I would love to hear, because that's the whole purpose, that we do this healing so then we can facilitate a transformation or a change. We've alchemized something and we're turning it into something else. But it's also going to need us to actually physically notice that. It might be that you feel more confident about having certain difficult conversations with people, which you would never have dreamed of doing before. So it might be just something as simple as that. So it might be that you find that your writing skills improve. It could be anything. So yeah, do take note, and do let me know if you've got any questions or any insights. So love and blessings, and I will speak to you real soon.